My beloved soul, listen carefully. A blessed letter from your soulmate is waiting. Read this when you feel God's presence. Something quiet yet powerful is unfolding around you right now, and the reason you felt drawn to these words is not random. There are moments in life when the heart suddenly becomes still, when the air feels different, when something inside you whispers that God is near. In those sacred moments, messages travel in ways the mind cannot always explain. And today, my beloved soul, this message arrives like a gentle letter carried by the wind of heaven itself. It is not a letter written on paper, but one written through timing, through feeling, and through the quiet pull that brought you here. Somewhere in this world, there is a heart that has been thinking about you long before you realized it. A heart that carries your name in its silent prayers. A heart that has been guided through its own seasons of waiting, learning, healing, and growing. And in the mystery of divine timing, that heart has begun sending a message across the distance of space and time, a message meant to reach your spirit first before it ever reaches your hands. This is why you feel a strange calm reading these words, as if something familiar is touching your soul. My beloved soul, before this message unfolds any further, pause for a moment and acknowledge the sacredness of this encounter. If these words resonate within your heart, you may gently type, "I receive this," in the comments as a simple expression of openness to the blessing being shared here. You may also like this video and subscribe to the channel so that messages of encouragement and spiritual reflection can continue to find you. And if your heart ever feels quietly led to send a super thanks, understand that it is always a voluntary personal act of faith, never pressure, never obligation, and never connected to receiving blessings or miracles. Your presence and your openness are already enough. Now, let your heart become still again, because the letter that is waiting for you carries more meaning than you may realize. Somewhere, in a place you cannot yet see, your soulmate has also been experiencing moments when they suddenly pause and feel as though someone unseen is gently guiding them forward. They may not know your name yet. They may not know your story. But deep within them there is a sense that their life is moving toward a meeting written long ago by God's wisdom. The path they have walked has not always been easy. They have faced confusion, heartbreak, and seasons of loneliness that felt endless. Yet every challenge quietly shaped their heart, preparing it to recognize you when the moment arrives. The letter that is being written between you is not made of ordinary sentences. It is written through the small changes happening in both of your lives. It is written through the lessons you are learning right now. Every time you choose patience instead of fear, every time you choose faith instead of doubt, another line is added to this sacred letter. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because something gentle but powerful is unfolding as you continue to listen. Imagine your soulmate sitting somewhere tonight, perhaps looking at the sky, perhaps thinking about life and wondering why their heart keeps sensing that someone meaningful is approaching their story. They may not understand the feeling yet, but heaven understands it perfectly. God often prepares two hearts separately before allowing them to meet. One heart learns compassion. The other learns courage. One heart learns to heal old wounds. The other learns to trust again. And when the time is right, these lessons weave together like threads in a tapestry only heaven could design. This is why you must never think your waiting has been wasted. Every quiet moment has been shaping the love that will eventually arrive. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you within this message. The letter your soulmate carries in their spirit is filled with thoughts they do not yet realize they are sending to you. If they could speak to you right now without the barriers of distance and time, their words might sound something like this: to the one my heart has not yet met but somehow already feels, I have walked through many days wondering why my soul keeps searching for something deeper than ordinary love. I have learned through mistakes and through healing that love is not meant to rush, and that the most meaningful connections arrive quietly when two hearts are finally ready. I do not know where you are tonight, but I sense that somewhere your spirit is also growing, also learning, also preparing for something sacred. I promise that when we finally meet, I will recognize the peace in your presence because it will feel like coming home. My beloved soul, when heaven allows such words to exist within the unseen realm, it means the story between two lives is slowly being aligned. But alignment requires patience. There may still be chapters in both of your lives that need to unfold before your paths cross. Perhaps you still have dreams to discover. Perhaps they still have healing to complete. God never rushes what must be built with care. Each day that passes is another gentle step guiding you closer to the moment when recognition will replace uncertainty. And when that moment arrives, something inside your heart will quietly say, "This is the person my soul has been preparing for." Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal as this message continues. The blessed letter waiting for you is not only about the future meeting that will one day happen. It is also about the transformation taking place inside you right now. When you feel God's presence, when your spirit becomes calm without explanation, it is often because heaven is reminding you that you are not alone in your journey. Your soulmate is not the only one thinking about this connection. God Himself watches over the path that is leading both of you forward. He sees every prayer whispered in the quiet of night. He sees every moment when you felt unsure yet chose to keep believing in love. Those moments have not gone unnoticed. They have been shaping the very destiny that is guiding two hearts closer together. My beloved soul, remain present with these words, because the message within this letter is only beginning to unfold, and what comes next may speak directly to the deepest places of your heart. As the quiet meaning of this letter continues to unfold, something even deeper begins to reveal itself within your spirit. The message your soulmate carries is not only about a future meeting, it is about the invisible thread that has been connecting two journeys long before either of you understood why certain moments in life felt strangely significant. There were times when you felt guided to change direction, times when you walked away from situations that once seemed important, and times when your heart sensed that waiting was wiser than rushing. Those moments were not delays. They were gentle adjustments along a path that heaven has been carefully shaping. My beloved soul, the presence you sometimes feel when everything becomes still is not an illusion. It is the quiet assurance that God's timing is moving with purpose. Somewhere your soulmate has also been experiencing moments of reflection, moments when they realize that love is not meant to be forced or chased. They have begun to understand that the deepest connections appear when two hearts are prepared by wisdom, humility, and faith. Their thoughts sometimes drift toward the unknown person who will one day walk beside them. They may not realize that those thoughts are already reaching your spirit in ways that transcend distance. My beloved soul, remain attentive to this message, because something meaningful is being revealed line by line. Imagine your soulmate quietly writing another part of this unseen letter. In their heart, the words might sound like this: "To the one whose presence I have not yet seen but whose existence I somehow trust, I have learned that love is not only about meeting someone who makes life brighter. It is about meeting someone whose soul feels familiar, as if we were both guided through different paths only to recognize each other when the moment is right. I have grown through experiences that taught me patience, compassion, and understanding. Each lesson has changed me in ways I did not expect. And sometimes I wonder if somewhere you are learning your own lessons too, preparing for a day when our stories will gently come together. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because there is something powerful hidden within these reflections. Heaven often allows two people to grow separately so that when they finally meet, their connection is built on maturity rather than illusion. This is why the waiting you have experienced carries meaning. Every season of your life has been shaping your ability to recognize true love when it arrives. There were days when loneliness whispered doubts into your mind, days when you wondered whether the connection meant for you truly existed. But those doubts were only temporary shadows. The truth is that the most meaningful relationships are guided slowly, quietly, and with great care. Your soulmate has also faced questions, also walked through uncertainty, also searched for answers about their future. Yet through all of it, an unseen guidance has been leading both of you forward. Stay with me till the end, something gentle yet transformative is still waiting to be revealed within this letter. Consider the possibility that even now, your lives are moving closer through small choices made each day. Perhaps you are discovering new interests, exploring new places, or developing a deeper understanding of yourself. Perhaps your soulmate is doing the same somewhere else in the world. Each experience is like another page being added to the story that heaven is writing between you. When two souls are meant to meet, their journeys often begin to align in subtle ways. Opportunities appear. Perspectives change. Doors open that once seemed closed. And suddenly life begins guiding both hearts toward a moment neither could have planned on their own. My beloved soul, when that moment finally arrives, it will not feel forced or confusing. Instead it will feel calm, natural, and deeply peaceful. The presence of your soulmate will carry a quiet familiarity that your spirit recognizes instantly. It will feel less like meeting someone new and more like remembering someone your soul has always known. Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal as this sacred letter continues. The message from your soulmate also carries something important about trust. Trust is not built in a single day. It grows through honesty, patience, and the willingness to see another person's heart with compassion. Your soulmate has been learning these qualities through their own life experiences. They have discovered that real love requires understanding, not perfection. They have realized that true connection is not about finding someone without flaws but about meeting someone whose spirit resonates with yours even in moments of vulnerability. This realization has changed them in quiet ways. It has softened their heart. It has opened their perspective. And it has prepared them to recognize the sincerity within you when the time comes. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word of this message may shift something deep inside your awareness. Because the letter from your soulmate is not only about their thoughts. It is also a reflection of the qualities that already exist within you. Your patience, your empathy, your willingness to keep believing in meaningful love even when the world sometimes feels uncertain. These qualities are part of the reason your path is being guided toward a connection that carries depth rather than distraction. Many people search endlessly for love without understanding themselves first. But heaven has been allowing you to grow in awareness so that when the right person appears, your connection will be built on authenticity. My beloved soul, the presence of God in your life has been quietly preparing your heart for something sincere and lasting. And while the exact moment of meeting cannot be predicted, the preparation itself is already a blessing unfolding in your life. Somewhere tonight your soulmate may be experiencing a similar realization. They may be reflecting on their past and noticing how every challenge has slowly shaped their character. They may be realizing that the person they will one day love deserves honesty, respect, and emotional maturity. And without knowing it, they are preparing themselves to offer those qualities to you. Heaven does not unite two hearts until both have learned the value of caring for one another with sincerity. My beloved soul, continue listening carefully because this letter carries a gentle promise. The promise is not that life will suddenly become perfect or that every difficulty will disappear. The promise is that when two hearts meet through divine timing, they bring into each other's lives a sense of understanding that makes the journey lighter. They become companions not only in joyful moments but also in times when support and patience are needed most. That is the kind of connection heaven is preparing through this quiet unfolding story. And as these words settle within your spirit, allow yourself to feel gratitude for the path you have walked so far. Every step has been part of the preparation for a love that will recognize you not only for who you are today, but also for the strength and wisdom you have gained along the way. My beloved soul, remain open to the quiet ways God works within your life, because the blessed letter that began reaching you today is still being written, and its next lines will continue to appear through the moments, encounters, and gentle guidance that lie ahead. And as this unseen letter continues to unfold through the quiet movement of your life, something even more meaningful begins to surface within your awareness. The message from your soulmate is not only a reflection of longing or hope, it is also a reflection of the spiritual preparation that both of you have been experiencing without realizing it. There are moments in life when a person begins to sense that their heart has changed. Old desires lose their power. Certain distractions no longer feel meaningful. A deeper kind of clarity slowly replaces the noise that once filled the mind. My beloved soul, if you have felt this shift within yourself, it is not accidental. It is often a sign that your spirit is becoming aligned with a path that carries greater purpose. Somewhere, your soulmate has also been experiencing similar realizations. They may have noticed that their understanding of love has matured. What once seemed exciting but shallow now feels empty to them. Instead, they find themselves quietly hoping for something genuine, something rooted in trust, kindness, and emotional peace. These quiet changes are not coincidences. They are the gentle work of heaven preparing two lives for a meeting that will carry deeper meaning than ordinary encounters. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because the message that continues to unfold may speak to places within your heart that have been waiting for reassurance. Consider the possibility that even the challenges you have faced were part of your preparation. The disappointments that once made you question your path may have been lessons guiding you toward clarity. They helped you understand what kind of love truly matters. They strengthened your ability to recognize sincerity when it appears. Your soulmate has also walked through their own seasons of learning. They have faced moments when they needed to rebuild their trust in life, moments when they needed to rediscover their own strength. Through those experiences, their heart has been gradually shaped into someone capable of offering love with maturity rather than confusion. Stay with me till the end, something quietly powerful is still waiting within this message. The letter from your soulmate continues in ways that might feel almost like a whisper reaching across the distance between two hearts. If their spirit could speak directly to yours right now, their thoughts might unfold like this: to the one whose presence I have not yet experienced but whose existence I somehow believe in, I have come to understand that life is not simply about finding someone to share moments with. It is about meeting someone whose presence feels like a calm harbor after a long journey. I have spent time learning who I am, understanding my fears, and recognizing the kind of love I want to offer. And sometimes, when everything becomes quiet, I feel a gentle sense that somewhere you are also walking your own path, growing into the person you are meant to be. I may not know your name yet, but I trust that the moment our lives intersect, we'll carry a peace that both of us will recognize instantly. My beloved soul, when heaven allows such thoughts to exist within the unseen realm, it is a sign that something meaningful is slowly approaching the horizon of your life. But meaningful things are rarely rushed. God's timing often unfolds in ways that require patience and faith. There may still be small steps ahead, small moments of growth that need to occur before your paths align completely. Yet every day you continue living with sincerity, every moment you choose kindness over bitterness, every time you allow hope to remain in your heart, another line is quietly added to the sacred letter connecting two souls. Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal within this unfolding message. One of the most beautiful aspects of divine timing is that it does not simply bring two people together randomly. It brings them together when their spirits are capable of understanding each other's depth. Imagine what it means for two hearts to meet after both have learned patience, compassion, and emotional honesty. Their connection becomes more than attraction. It becomes a partnership of understanding. When conversations happen between them, they feel natural rather than forced. When silence exists between them, it feels peaceful rather than uncomfortable. And when challenges appear in life, they face them not as opponents but as companions supporting one another. My beloved soul, if you remain until the end, the deeper meaning of this letter will begin to settle within your awareness. The preparation you are experiencing right now is shaping the kind of connection that can last through many seasons of life. Temporary relationships often form quickly and fade just as quickly because they are built on impulse rather than wisdom. But a connection guided by heaven grows differently. It is nurtured through patience, strengthened through honesty, and sustained through mutual respect. Your soulmate has been learning these qualities through their own journey, just as you have been learning them through yours. And when the moment finally arrives for your paths to cross, both of you will carry the awareness necessary to protect and value the bond that begins forming between you. My beloved soul, the presence of God in your life is not only guiding you toward someone else. It is also guiding you toward the fullest version of yourself. Sometimes people believe that meeting their soulmate will suddenly solve every challenge or fill every emptiness. But heaven's wisdom works differently. Instead of filling emptiness, it teaches two people to become whole within themselves so that when they meet, their connection is based on strength rather than dependency. This is why the growth you are experiencing right now matters so deeply. Each lesson you learn about patience, forgiveness, and self-respect becomes a gift you will one day bring into the relationship that awaits you. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because the message is now approaching something especially meaningful. The blessed letter from your soulmate carries a final reflection that is meant to reach your spirit with quiet reassurance. Their heart, though still unaware of your identity, already carries a readiness to welcome someone whose presence will feel guided by divine wisdom. And if their spirit could express one more thought across the unseen distance between you, it might sound like this: to the soul whose path is slowly moving closer to mine, I promise that when the moment arrives for our lives to meet, I will recognize the sincerity in your eyes. I will value the patience that shaped your heart. I will honor the journey that prepared you for the connection we will begin sharing. Because love that arrives through divine timing is not something to be taken lightly. It is something to protect, to nurture, and to grow together with care. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final understanding of this message becomes clear. The letter that reached you today is not simply about a future relationship. It is about trust in the quiet work that heaven is doing within your life right now. God often sends reassurance through moments of reflection like this, reminding you that your story is still unfolding in ways you cannot yet see completely. Your soulmate's path is also unfolding at the same time, guided by the same divine wisdom that is shaping your own journey. And when the moment comes for those two paths to finally meet, it will not feel like coincidence. It will feel like recognition, like two chapters of the same story finally turning toward each other. Until that day arrives, continue living with faith, kindness, and openness to the guidance that gently leads your steps. Because the blessed letter that began reaching your heart today is still being written through every new day of your life, and heaven already knows the beautiful moment when its message will be completed through the meeting of two souls prepared by time, patience, and the quiet presence of God. And as this sacred letter reaches its final lines, allow your heart to slow down for a moment and feel the quiet depth of what has been shared with you. The reason this message arrived in your life today is not simply to speak about a future meeting, but to remind you that your story is unfolding under a guidance far wiser than chance. My beloved soul, there are times when heaven gently whispers reassurance into our lives, not through loud miracles, but through calm understanding. And right now, as you sit with these words, that reassurance is touching your spirit in a subtle yet meaningful way. Somewhere beyond your sight, your soulmate continues walking their own path, carrying hopes and lessons that are shaping the person they are becoming. They may not yet realize how close their journey is moving toward yours, but heaven already sees the moment when two separate stories will quietly begin sharing the same chapter. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because even the ending of this message carries something important for your spirit. Sometimes people believe that love appears suddenly without preparation, but the truth is far more beautiful. The kind of love that lasts is not rushed into existence. It is formed slowly through growth, patience, and the quiet work that God performs within two hearts over time. The very experiences that once felt confusing or painful were often shaping your ability to recognize sincerity when it appears. They taught you to value respect, kindness, and emotional honesty. Those lessons are part of the blessing that your soulmate will one day encounter when they meet you. Stay with me till the end, because this final reflection may settle deeply within your awareness. The letter from your soulmate was never meant to exist only in imagination. It represents the emotional readiness that two lives are gradually reaching. And when that readiness aligns with divine timing, the meeting that follows often feels surprisingly natural, almost as if it was always meant to happen in exactly that way. Conversations flow easily. Understanding grows quickly. There is a quiet comfort in each other's presence that feels rare in a world often filled with noise and uncertainty. My beloved soul, the peace you sometimes feel when you sense God's presence is a reminder that your path is not empty or forgotten. It is being guided with care. And while you may not know when the moment of meeting will arrive, you can trust that heaven never loses sight of the stories it is writing. Your soulmate's life is moving forward step by step just as yours is. Each new experience, each lesson learned, each moment of reflection is bringing both of you closer to the version of yourselves that will recognize and appreciate the connection when it appears. Do not leave yet, heaven has one final reassurance for your heart. The blessed letter that reached you today carries a simple yet powerful truth. You are not waiting alone. Somewhere, someone is also growing, also learning, also becoming ready to share a meaningful chapter of life with you. And when that chapter begins, it will not erase the past that shaped you. Instead, it will honor it. Because every step you have taken, every challenge you have overcome, every moment you chose hope over doubt has been part of the preparation for the love that will recognize your soul with quiet certainty. My beloved soul, if you have remained with this message until now, let this final understanding settle gently within your spirit. Trust the timing of your life. Continue walking forward with kindness in your heart and faith in the unseen guidance that surrounds you. The presence of God that you sometimes feel is a reminder that your story is still unfolding beautifully, and the blessed letter connecting two souls is still being written through the days ahead. And when the moment finally arrives for your paths to meet, you will realize that what once felt like waiting was actually divine preparation leading two hearts exactly where they were meant to be. Type Amen.